Nice to meet you. Please wait 40 seconds for Yarbo to initiate.
Hey everyone, this is Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. Alright, in front of my house I now have a autonomous snowblower that's going to take care of cleaning my driveway and pathway here around the house. So I'm pretty excited about it. Unfortunately, there's no snow right now. So I have to wait a little bit until a snowstorm comes and we'll get to fully test it. In this video though, I'm going to show you the unboxing of the unit, me putting it together, as well as the initial setup. Now you can see it here. It's actually on top of a wireless charging pad that it learns as the home base. And it comes back here and charges. It does everything as far as shoot direction, how low to the ground the auger actually goes. It is, if it runs low on battery, it will come back and self-charge itself back up. It detects people, objects, all that kind of stuff. I'll go into all that type of detail in a future video, including how you can use this controller to actually manually operate it. But for this one, like I said, I'm just going to do the unboxing. And I'll tell you one more thing about the actual setup of it. You have to put out a high precision GPS antenna. They call it an RTK unit, and it actually sends a local signal to the unit so that it has like centimeter accuracy, so that it stays on your driveway and doesn't go off you know, and have GPS drift. So to give you perspective, here's my circle driveway. I'm going to have it do all that. I'm going to have it do this front pathway, and around the other side of the garage I'm going to have it do that garage approach as well. But then here's the unit, and then for reference, my RTK sensor is actually up here on this playhouse. You can't probably see it on the video, but it's a little black antenna that sticks up about 3 feet on the very top of that playhouse, and I put it there because it needs a clear view of the sky. I did not want to put it actually on the house, but I have power back there at the playhouse, and that actually that signal gets all the way through the house, even though it's not direct line of sight, to in front of the house and the side of the house, and we'll actually capture it over here on the other side of the barn as well. So let's go through the video. If you want to see it in action, which I'm sure you do, and you want to see some more of the setup and programming that I had to go through, I'm going to make more videos and add them to a playlist. That link will be down below. And then of course I want you to give me a thumbs up on the video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more like this. So here, let's unbox it and see how it sets up. Right here I have the Yarbo yard machine. Now this is a robot that can either be autonomous, you know, you train it how to go about doing this thing, or you can remote control, drive it yourself. And it has lots of different attachments. This one specifically is the Snowblower attachment. So this is how it came in the mail. Basically the battery, which is right here, it's a large lithium ion battery. That came by like UPS or whatever, FedEx or something. And then a pallet just at the edge of the screen there, you can see these 3 boxes came on with a LTL freight truck that pulled up to my driveway. Very friendly guys, and dropped it off. And the bottom box is the universal machine. I think they call it the Y1. That's the body that has the tracks. That's where the battery goes in. That's all the logic. Up here, the second box is the attachment. So this is just one of many attachments you can get. This is the S1, which is the snowblower attachment. I know right now I think they have a lawnmower one, and then they have like a bunch of other ones, like a leaf blower one, and then they have plans for all types of them, like a watering one, all kinds of stuff. And then the top box is the wireless charging pad that it actually drives up on, and then it charges itself when the battery gets low. So even if you've asked it to do more than it can do with the battery, it will go back home and self-recharge. But the point of this video isn't really demonstrating all this stuff. Instead, it's going to show you just the unboxing and putting it together. I've never done this before. Yarbo did send me this for this test out, and I'm an engineer, so I'm hoping I can figure it out. It is certainly, I think, going to be more complicated than your very standard. You know, I have several electric snow blowers I've tested before. Those are you basically take it out of the box, you put the handle on, you pop the battery in, you're good to go. I think this is going to take a little bit of assembly and setup, so let's get right into it and see how it goes. All right, so all I did was open the boxes, but I'm so impressed. I got to show you guys real fast. I mean, this is the packaging. That's the drive-on charger. Here is the snowblower attachment. Just opening it up, it has this nice black, you know, protectant on it, and everything is all organized here in nice foam containers. This is the main unit. I mean, I'm just so impressed with actually how it's packaged and labeled on all this foam. I mean, I've never seen actually something this detailed before with packaging. So That's a really good sign, in my opinion, of what's to come with the amount of attention to detail this thing has. So I'm excited to put it together. All right, so it has an owner's manual, which is probably about 50 pages. And there's a quick start guide that's 16 pages. And now it shows you here what is in the box itself for the universal body box. And then it shows you the box for the snowblower box, as well as the docking station block, which is the charging unit, and then the battery that I showed you before. And now here it goes into the details of how to assemble this unit, and it's going to tell you what kind of tools that you need as well. And then it can show you here, step by step, how you even open up the box and cut it, because the unit is heavy, so it's going to kind of guide you through how do you best take it out of the box itself. And then it's going to go into the details of assembling it. So I'm just going to follow this through and show it to you on video here. And I'm just so impressed with this. Even all of the tools are individually labeled with a sticker, and they have like the wobble end so that it's easier to install. And this one obviously says Allen key 1. The instructions say stuff. All of these things have stickers on them that not only tell you what they are, like a handle and do not grip, but even things like check the lock. That's this lock right here. And then it even has all the instructions again on the unit itself and tells you what to do. So, I mean, you're not going to mess this up if you're able to read. All right, just check out this stuff. I mean, this machining is super detailed. This is all aluminum here. I mean, these mechanisms are just crazy detail. I've never seen something so expensive for home use.
Hi, nice to meet you. Please wait 40 seconds for Yarbo to initiate.
Alright, so that really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be to put the unit together. Honestly, the thing that took the longest is probably the charging pad, just because it has lots of bolts that you have to thread in, and that was the longest thing that took. The rest of the stuff was actually pretty straightforward. Now there are a couple optional pieces I did not fully put on. One of them is this chute guide, and it says on there that only use this if it's dry snow. If it's wet snow, it's more likely to clog up the machine there. So for me, I'm gonna leave it off for now. If it spills out too much snow, it makes a mess, and maybe I'll put it back on, but I'm gonna leave that off. And the same thing for the tow hitch. Right now, I don't have a need for a tow hitch. Now, technically, this machine can tow things around. I might mess with that in the future, but I didn't look into it. But it looks like I have to maybe take off some other back bumpers or something to get this to fit. And it's not needed for right now, so I'm just gonna leave it off. But that is something that comes with it, is a tow hook that does have some pulling power, so kind of neat. Now, back there behind me, you can see a yellow box. That is for the basically GPS antenna and LoRa signal that it sends out. You're supposed to set that up. I haven't done it yet. It's a little bit more complicated. They prefer you actually put it out on like your roof or the side of the house. So I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm going to place that. And then the yellow box actually goes inside your house somewhere. So you have to get cables, if you put it in your house, through your house wall some way. So I've done some of that stuff for GPS or TV antenna stuff. All right, so I want to get the app set up, so I'm going to use my phone to download the app, and then I'll play with it. Now, I have not set up any of the GPS stuff that kind of say you're supposed to do. They also tell you not to operate it indoors. But I'm just gonna mess with it in here anyways to get a feel for things before I decide exactly how I'm going to place this around my property, or where I'm going to put this charging pad, or the actual RTK and LoRa signal. Alright, so I downloaded the app. Now I had to create a new account. It's my first time. It was fairly quick and easy. You just need an email address. Now it wants me to scan the code at the end of the machine. Probably should power it on too.
Hi, nice to meet you. Please wait 40 seconds for Yarbo to initiate.
Alright, so there's my Yarbo rover turned on.
Ready to work. Weak GPS signal.
Alright, so it tells you what the password is. It's just 8 down to 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
App controller connected.
Alright, so it's clearly wanting me to power up this RTK set. Wants me to assemble it. Alright, so it looks like I don't have a choice but to go ahead and set up this RTK, at least temporarily outside, so it gets its field of view, and then I will I'll continue on here. All right, one thing I was a little bit too eager to put it all together actually on the first day that it came in, and the next day I did get this other box. Now this is actually a maintenance kit, and I don't know if it's because I am one of the first people to get these, if everyone gets these, or if this is something you have to order separately once it's out. But this kit comes with kind of a little joke sign that tells you that there's autonomous yard robot in use, so beware of it. It gives you some instruction kit here. Then it gives you a lot of really helpful tools here. One, this is a tool to put in the ground stakes that you screw in for like the charging pad. This is I think a touch-up paint. If you know it gets scratched or something, obviously out in the weather, especially if you salt, you would want to touch with the paint so things don't rust. It gives you some important guidelines. This is in full color for how to set it up, and I'll go through in detail exactly how I set up the Yarbo, map out my places. I did learn a lot of things by doing that actually. And then it does give you some extra pieces here for setting up the RTK sensor outside in the grass. That's what some of this stuff here is for. Let's see what else it gives us. Here are some stakes, or some screws. These are metal ones that can go in. So these are for, again, setting up the charging one. It also has anchors, I believe. It gives you some extra bolts that are out there. This is actually the part that I really wish I did have earlier, and that is bits to put on like a power screwdriver. This is probably most helpful for the charging pad, because there are things like 12 of those screws that take a little bit of time to do it by hand, so having a power driver would be nice to have those. And then it came with a extra length for the GPS antenna cable. Now the actual unit itself came with an extra one for the LoRa sensor, so this gives you, I think it's up to 60 feet of cable total now for each of those that you would need, so you can put your antenna further away from the base station that has to be plugged into power. And then it looks like the last thing they have here is this little cover. This cover is actually designed to go on the Yarbo and stay on it, especially if you store it outside, and it helps keep snow from stacking up between the attachment and the main unit, because that has to move and articulate. And if it gets packed up with snow and ice, then it could inhibit its movement. So this is to be installed on that. But that's what this little kit comes with. The only other thing that they say really you should have is, I think it's called a high vacuum grease. So this is the grease that goes into the treads, where the treads go on the rollers. So that's something that I plan to buy. I'll put a link to one that I found online down in the video description below. But this is what else comes with the kit. So stay tuned for future videos where I will go into detail on exactly how I programmed the robot and how it functions, of course, once the snow hits.